I haven't showed you guys in a while. Yeah.
Joined here with softball, Myah Arrieta, Mercedes Bohte, Westmoreland. Coach, you just got off a long bus ride to Black Hills and back. Kind of go over your last regular season series win of the year to start off.
Yeah, it was our longest trip of the year and kind of our only long one this year. So it was good. It would have been nice to come back with 4 wins to secure hosting rights, but once we saw what the bracket was, the number 2 seed, you actually skip playing day 1. It's actually pretty nice. So it's a good consolation prize for that. And being on the road playing, hey, we played at CCU earlier this year, so this whole team knows what that field is like. We played RMAC tournament there a couple years ago, so we have some funky memories from that. And hey, we just got to go out and win. The nice thing is I don't have to do the field or kind of worry about some of that other stuff. So really just focus on coaching and playing, and really just win 1 game a day, and we're good.
Yeah, with that being your last series of the year, kind of what's your take on the whole season from the beginning to the end? I know you had a lot of new faces this year that saw the lineup. Kind of, we went 37-13. Kind of talk about the progression of the year and what you saw from the players develop.
It always seems like at the beginning of the year, oh, you got so many games and so long, and you got all these new faces, and then all of a sudden it's April, and it's like, oh, whoa, how did that happen? So we've gone through some injuries. We've gone through people just growing through positions, and pitchers being on, being off, and some players, having ups and downs as well. But we've done well. I think we've grown a lot. I think we're in a really good spot right now. And I think, hey, we don't have – sorry, Myah, you didn't hit 26 home runs this year. But we've pieced things together, and I think we have a really consistent lineup right now. And I think we have that pitching depth, and I think that's really going to help us through playoffs.
And then you mentioned on the unique format of the tournament this year, you don't play day 1, you play day 2. Is that kind of an extra benefit, the extra day of rest for practice this week after that long turnaround, and you get to see who your potential opponent's going to be after that day 1?
Yeah, it'll be really nice to watch those games and see what those teams look like. Well, really, Metro, we played them so early on, so it'll be nice to watch their game and see how they've grown, or maybe how they have just changed their lineup a little bit. With that long road trip, getting back super late at night over the weekend, it was nice that we weren't forced to really just do laundry and get right back on the bus. So we have that extra day. I think a lot of us, at first I was stressed at the field at Black Hills. I was like, wait, what? I got to figure this out. And then once the bracket came out and I realized we had an extra day, kind of what we had already planned on leaving, I think hopefully that eased the stress of some of the players, because I feel like they saw me stressed, and I was like, wait, what is it? And we all figured it out. And then it was like, okay, we still have time to go to class, do homework, all those things, of course, because we have playoffs right when finals week is coming up and all those other fun things. And you want to be able to just focus on softball. So we're in a good spot. Again, that 4-day format is going to be a little funky, but again, I think the way the seeding works, if you're 1 or 2, that's a good spot. After that, it's not. And we've experienced the number 4 seed, and we didn't like that. We played a ton of games. So 1 or 2 seed, we're in a pretty good spot there.
Question about the players. You're going to CCU. 2 years ago, the tournament was there. You both had familiarity with being in the tournament there. Kind of what are you going to give to the underclassmen to prepare for, I guess, never being in a tournament before, and then just also being in a different place from your own field, but knowing what it's like to be in that high level environment?
I think the returners know how exciting it is to go to like postseason and the RMAC tournament. I think sharing that with them, like how special these moments are. These could be our last games. These could be, really big moments for us. And if we could share that excitement and prepare them for maybe like the high pressure situations, it could really help them out.
Yeah, I think if anything, we know postseason is exciting. That's what we work for all season, right? So I think the biggest thing for me is just going into this postseason at CCU, just keeping everyone level-headed, just letting everyone understand that everyone always levels up when postseason comes. So just making sure that our underclassmen understand that and letting them understand that we are number 2 for a reason. So we've gotten this far by everyone helping out, right? So what can we do now? What's next? So I think just keeping a level head, because they're definitely going to feel the excitement once we get there. It's what the environment brings.
And both of you have also been pretty much everyday starters in your positions of each. Kind of how have you become more and more comfortable every game over the year from the beginning, where the team was maybe a little bit figuring each other's out and who's playing what position, but everyone's kind of settled into their own now. How have you guys kind of helped the team figure out their roles along with yours and solidifying them?
For me, this has been the best experience. Playing every game has been just the coolest thing. Freshman year and sophomore year, I had to work for every game, never knew if I was going to be in the lineup. So it's super special knowing that I have the next at bat and I have the next game. I have the 2 games the next day, For the girls in the lineup that are new, they've been seriously doing such a great job, I think, taking on their roles. They've hit better than some of the returners at the times. They've really helped out to lead us to our wins.
No. What was the question?
I don't know.
I had it on my head and then back to us. Yeah.
From first of the year to now,
Okay.
kind of how
Oh, yeah.
have you
I
seen your
remember what I was
role?
gonna say. All right. No, I think just a lot of communication goes into it, seeing what girls, how one's comfortable in one and what's not working for the other. So just a lot of communication between players, coaches, to get everyone adapted to kind of the CMU playing style, how we play, how things run here. So just communicating with each player on the field, making sure if there's anything I can do at shortstop to help them, if there's anything they can do to help me. So just a lot of communication to help everyone adapt. And I think everyone has adapted amazingly.
Say, Myah, for you, I mean, you've kind of been the queen of adapting. You've gone from second to short, and now you've been hitting leadoff all year, which is a little bit different for you. How does that kind of change your approach, knowing that, okay, we need you to get on, and then, later on, you're the RBI person?
Yeah, I've just tried to obviously keep myself level-headed as well, not do too much. I found definitely a lot more bumps this year in the road. And so I would just say I've just been taking the little wins. I've been getting real lucky lately with some of my blooper hits, but hey, it's working. It's getting the job done, so I'm not going to complain about it. So I think with just all the change that goes around, it's just important to appreciate those little things, because with those little things then comes a big thing every once in a while. So just learning to appreciate the little things, the little wins when you're changing, it goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, and really for the whole lineup, you've got weapons up and down. I mean, you guys know, okay, if Myah doesn't get on base, it's up to me to get on base. So Allie has an RBI opportunity, or I need to move the runner, or whatever. It just looks like everybody has figured out just kind of keep passing the bat. Is that just kind of, and I know you guys talk after pretty much every at bat, what you need to do.
Yes, I think something big that we've been trying to get across to all the players is if the first batter gets on with no outs, we need to bunt her over. We need to get her over. We need to have her in scoring position and keep things moving around the bases. I know for me, when Myah gets on, all I'm thinking is move her over, move her over. I know that's my job. If Myah doesn't get on, maybe I can bunt to get on. It is just passing the bat and keeping things going. Yeah,
Mercedes, for you, I mean, having some veterans sprinkled in around those young kids has really kind of helped this lineup, it looks like. And you've got 3 or 4 on-field coaches.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing is Myah, she was an amazing year last year. It was easy. She just went up and hit, and she just kept practicing, but she didn't go in any big slump. Not that you slumped this year, but it's been a little bit tougher, and they aren't pitching to her as easy and walking her a lot more. But her strength is leading her team, being that coach on the field, being that one that, hey, you didn't run to the line. Hey, let's do it again. Let's all run to the line. I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that. I was over here talking to coach at the beginning of practice. So, and then really just helping those other ones on the field, like, hey, let's have a little bit better throw, keeping that higher standard. And you can see she cares. She's got that big heart out there. She's doing it for a good reason, not just to yell at someone. And when she's had a bad weekend and made errors, she's the one at the field out there in the morning. One week I actually made the team all run because we had a lot of errors. A lot of them were from Myah. but I felt bad making them all run because she was out there early, like getting a whole bunch of balls and like sweating and just trying to work hard. But it was good for the team to see that, hey, it's not always easy. You got to keep working. So that leadership's there. Allie's been a great leader too. Again, just having the two of them kind of say things a little bit different way than we do, but it just really, it gets everybody on board. And then you get those new ones that are just a little bit fresh. The teams don't know them, and they're just eager and excited to be in there. And it's a good mixture. Again, at times we've had some rough games, and I think we've learned from that and used it as a learning experience. And hey, just wait till it gets a little harder down the road. This is when all this is going to come into effect later.
Myah, you kind of referenced it, but with you having to get on base in different ways than last year where you got on base, but it was usually all four of them, have you noticed any unique challenges that you've had to experience kind of personally of, hey, I'm not that big bat this year, but I can still account for a lot of runs?
I've just done my best not to really think about last year. I was obviously had a lot of success last year, and by no means have I not had success this year. I've had success this year, just a different way. But my mentality is just, what can I do this game to help the team win? So some of the times I'm not even going to swing the bat. I'm just going to lay a bunt down because I can't hit the ball this day, right? So just my mentality, like I said, it's just, what can I do today to help the team win? If it's not my offense, then my defense better be on. If my defense isn't on, then I better be producing on the offensive side. So just taking it game by game and not putting too much pressure on myself to win the whole game, because our roster 1 through 22 is untouchable.
Then Makayla, for you, with game 2 usually playing with Allie out there in the outfield, and game 1 I feel like it's been a person or two this year, and it's been a while. But anyways, have you noticed any big differences when she's in the outfield with you than when she's back behind the dish?
I noticed I don't have to talk as loud. Allie does the job for me in center field. She's very loud. She instructs me, the left fielder, and the right fielder. I do have fun knowing when she's behind the plate. I could hear her from there. I could see how well she works behind the plate. But having her next to me in the outfield, can't get better than that,
All right, we'll go to final question of the week. This is perfect because you're going to be on the road this week. What's your go-to road trip food or snack or drink? Maybe both. Kind of what's the go-to on the bus?
So when we stop at the gas station, my candy choice recently has been Sour Gushers. If you haven't tried them, I highly suggest. They're my new favorite candy. And then maybe just like a chocolate to go along with like the sourness.
Whenever Russ's wife makes cookies, I eat a lot of those. So
I just like me a good chocolate shake.
All right, well, thank you and good luck this week.
thank you.